Moose, and thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we are going to do kind of another what's on my shelf kind of video. I like these videos. It lets me know what's on my shelf and what I need to get to. Today I'm going to show you all of the series on my shelf. Now when I say series, that doesn't mean I'm going to show you all of the complete series, because there are a lot of things on my shelf that are part of series, but I just do not have all of the books within that, if that makes sense. I know that I have a lot more series than I do standalones on my shelf. I'm thinking about doing a video just on the standalones, which would probably be a lot shorter. I like series though. I like having a longer story, and I feel like you get to have more details and a more in-depth story if you have more than one book in the series. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. First up, I have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, Midnight Sun, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. I don't have the Bree Tanner book. That's like the only book I'm missing in the Twilight realm. Next up, I have Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. This is all three of them in one. So it's Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and The Return of the King. This is all three of them. Then I have Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Yes, it's book one of the Illuminae files. I don't have the other two. This is a trilogy. I just have the first one. This will be a running theme in this video of me just having the first one in the series. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I'm counting this one because there is another book set in this world. Bloody Rose is the name of the other book, and I've been told that the characters within this book show up in that book. So it's not a direct sequel, but it is set in the same world, so I'm going to count it. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. We have The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. Ghost, you chose a very inconvenient place to chill. We have The Maze Runner by James Dashner. The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, The Death Cure, The Killed Order, and there's another one, The Fever Code. I haven't read that one. I need to. The Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the second one, The Time of Contempt. The first one of Blood of Elves. I do own that one, but I lent it to somebody, so I don't have it right now. The Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. We have The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear. I've only read the first one. I need to reread it before I read the second one, but it's a heavy book. I mean, look at that thing. They're both massive. So I kind of want to wait until the third one comes out to read the second one. But at this point, is the third one ever going to come out? Who knows? The Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. We have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. The first one, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight. I can never remember that last one. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is a trilogy. I've only read this one. I don't have the second two. I know one of them is Legendary is the name of one of the other ones. I can't remember. Finale? Legendary and Finale, maybe? Maybe. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is the first book. I've only read this one. There's Thunderhead and The Toll. I don't really plan on reading those two. I just have this one. Oh no, this isn't. We have the Becca Cooper series by Tamora Pierce. There's Terrier, Bloodhound, and Mastiff. This is my current read, and I'm currently on Bloodhound, about halfway through it. The Trill trilogy, the Trill series by Amanda Hawking. There's Switch, Torn, and Ascend. The Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. There's The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. The Fifth Wave series by Rick Yancey. Yeah. The Fifth Wave, The Infinite Sea, and The Last Star. The Giver by Lois Lowry. I've only read this one. I'm not even sure if the series has a name, but I know that there is more than one set in this world. That kind of explains a little bit more, I think. An Ember in the Ashes by Tahir. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names. An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, and A Reaper at the Gates. The Water Song series by Amanda Hawking. There's Wake, Tidal, Lullaby, and Elegy. This was a DNF for me. I made it to Lullaby and then stopped because it just wasn't for me. And I Darken by Kirsten White. And I Darken, Now I Rise, and there's a third one that I do not have and I cannot remember the name of. Chronicles of the Black Company by Glenn Cook. This is 3-in-1, 3-in-1. Aragon, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the author's name. I mess it up every time. Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. The second one is Trickster's Queen. I think this is only a duology. It's the only two on the back of the book. The Broken Empire by Mark Lawrence. This is the first book, Prince of Thorns. The Legend of Drizzt by R.A. Salvatore. This is book 1, Homeland. I have 3 of the Song of Ice and Fire books. I have Game of Thrones, Storm of Swords, and Clash of Kings. I don't know what order these go in. I just found these at thrift stores, knew I wanted to read the series eventually, and picked them up. I have the Skinjacker trilogy by Neil Shusterman. There's Ever Lost, Ever Found, and Ever Wild. I haven't read this one yet. I have 2 books from the Infernal Devices trilogy, Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I don't know if I'll read these. I am still back and forth, but we shall see. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. The Selection by Kira Cass. I'm gonna butcher this, I do every time. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I can't say that word. Peculiar. Peculiar? Peculiar. Peculiar. By Ransom Briggs. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is another one of my current reads. I'm listening to this series on audiobook, on script. The Alchemist by Michael Scott. Frostblood by Ellie Blake. I have the whole box set for A Series of Unfortunate Events. I recently reread this year on audiobook and it was great. I like all the art on it, on the box. I think it's so pretty. I do have the whole Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I read the first 2, looked up a summary for the 3rd one and decided it wasn't for me. So I DNF'd it and I'll probably get rid of this. I bought this whole thing back in high school because I thought I would enjoy it. And to be fair, I probably would have if I had read it when I bought it. But I didn't. I read it as an adult. I didn't like it. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is another DNF for me. A lot of people love this series. It just wasn't for me. Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Strange the Dreamer by Lonnie Taylor. I've read this series. The second one is Music Nightmares. It's a duology. Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Let me look this one up. I don't know if it's a series or not. I'm pretty sure it is. Endgame The Calling by James Frey and Nils Johnson Shelton. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I can't wait to get to this. Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer. The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons by Jen Lyons. I'm having to look some of these up as I go because some of them I didn't even realize were a series. Divide and Eden by Joelle Charbonneau. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. Apparently this is book 2. I didn't read it when I bought it. It's the sequel to The Diabolic. I guess I need to get that one now. Seeker by Arwen Ellis Dayton. Roar by Cora Carmack. I think this series has a specific name, but I can't find it on the book. I'm pretty sure this is part of a series. Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. Pretty sure this is part of a series too. I'm not entirely sure. A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Clues. I never know. And then some of the books of A Throne of Glass from Sarah J. Maas. I have Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, King of Ashes, and Tower of Dawn. I don't have all of the series. I just have these 4. So yeah, this video is way too long. I've been recording for like 30 minutes. I have a lot of series that I need to start getting to. I've read some of these. A lot of them I have not. Anyways, that's all the series on my bookshelf. At least the ones I'm going to talk about. There are some books like in behind the ones on front. But those are books that are either from school or that I just don't really care about and probably are going to get rid of. So yeah, that's all the series in my bookshelf. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You guys are awesome. I am thankful for you. And we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya! Sorry, I have my phone on silent.
Is Jessica going up?
Tuesday.